Good evening, everybody. Here we are at I Support Your Business. I am here with the fabulous Marilyn Anderson, who is my wonderful co-host, and our special guest for the day, who is Kevin Neal. Please say hello to Kevin. So we're going to wave like you're all waving at home. So Kevin, first of all, I'd love to find out where you live.
I live currently in Anderson, South Carolina.
Oh,
I've only been here for 4 years, going on 5 years. So I'm still kind of getting used to this area. It's kind of new for me. But since COVID kept us in for about 3 years, I really only consider myself being here for maybe 2 years at the most. So I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, there's very little exploring you could do when you're under lockdown, right?
Right.
Awesome. Fantastic, Kevin. So you're a little ahead of us time-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both on the West Coast, right on the West Coast. So
Okay.
Yeah.
3 hours, 4 hours?
3 hours. We're 3 hours from you. Yeah. So anyway,
Right.
So lovely to see you, even though it's late at night your time. Is it still light outside?
No, it's not. It's well, actually, it's a little light. It's kind of dusk, starting to get dark.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
got a
Well,
lot of,
we won't take much of your time up here, Kevin, but we are here to showcase your business. So my first question to you is, what is your business? Can you tell me us exactly what you do?
My business is doing leadership and life coaching, leadership training. I do seminars and workshops, and I also do keynote speaking. And what our focus is we're based mostly trying to bring people to a place where they understand who they are, self-awareness, bringing them to a place where they own who they are, own their own story, and live and lead through their own stories. And so that helps people to lead better and to live better.
Okay, cool. And how long have you been doing that, Kevin?
Well, I was certified by John Maxwell in 2015. However, I've been doing coaching per se most of my adult life. I became a minister at an early age, at 16. So most of that has been centered around coaching, helping, building up people, and helping them to see what they had not seen before.
Very cool. So you do individual coaching and group coaching, and then you're a speaker at events. Is that right?
Yes. I do individuals on a leadership and a personal growth level, as well as professional level. And I also do corporate businesses. I do entrepreneurs and help those who work in a setting where they are teams, help them to communicate better, help them to understand one another better, and that leads to a better work environment.
Very cool. So most of your work is done around the area of, a work-related leadership programs. Yeah.
Well, actually, I consider leadership, first of all, you have to be a leader of yourself in order to be a leader of others. So when I talk about leadership, it's not only about leading others. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get off, and they say, well, I don't need leadership training. I'm not over people. I don't. But you must learn how to lead yourself, number one. And then also, leadership is nothing more than influencing those around you. And you have to influence yourself, number one, and then you influence your family, whether you have a wife or son or daughter or husband. You influence those people in your immediate circle. Then you also influence those in your community or those around you. So everybody is a leader in some respect. So you have to figure out what context you're going to be a leader in, and learn how to hone that influence, and then become a better leader, not just for yourself, but for others.
That is very cool. Awesome. Thank you for that, Neal. So that's my first question. Kevin, I want to call you Neal because that's your last name, and I have a really good friend called Neal.
I have two first names. That's okay.
So Kevin, my next question is, in all the years you've been a coach and in this area, what's the moment when you're feeling the most like you made a really big difference for someone?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. The most, the time where I felt the most, I guess, valuable, or the time where I felt I made the most impact is when someone comes to me afterward and tells me that, I've been dealing with this situation, or I've been dealing with this problem for so many years, and I never knew how to do this, but you made it so simple. You opened up my eyes. It was like a light bulb went off, and now I can move forward. I can move past, this point that I've been stuck at for so long. And I've seen so many people who are stuck. Even I can attest to myself, and I always try to point things back at myself first, because if I can help myself back to that leadership, leading yourself, if I can point to myself and see where I was at a point where I couldn't get past a certain thing or certain situation, and then finally someone turned on a light bulb, or someone said something, or I heard something, or I went through something and a light bulb went off, then I can share that with someone else. And that's why I think that it's so important for coaches to also have coaches, because there's some times when coaches are at a place where they can't move past a certain thing, or they're at a place where they just feel like they're stuck, and they need someone to kind of help them find their way out. And that's really what coaches do. They don't make choices for you. They don't tell you what to do, but they help you find your own way out. But the answers are all within us.
Right.
Each of us, every situation that we have, every problem that we have, all the answers are right within us. But sometimes they're clouded by daily life struggles, by stress, by whatever we go through. And it takes someone on the outside of us to see those things, and they help us to find our way through.
It's interesting you say that, Kevin, because I know that for me, often when I'm particularly in the area of leadership, I've taken on a leadership role recently, and I'm just kind of winging it right now. And there are times when I go, oh, I did that so bad. Oh, I did that so bad. And I end up beating myself up. And it takes someone else to say to me, no, Alex, I just want you to remember where your team was before you started with them. Remember that. Go back to there, how far along they've come. And they wouldn't have come that far without you,
Right.
And because it's very easy when things don't go according to plan to make yourself about it, right?
Absolutely. Yes. And I think that that's why it's important not only to have coaches, but to have mentors.
Yes.
We need to have mentors, because mentors see things in the mentee that the mentee does not see.
Yes.
And they see gifts and they see talents that you have, and that you have no idea that they were there. But they are able to pull them out of you. And had you not had them there in your life, they would have been there dormant all that time and never been able to realize what talent and gift you have within you.
Yeah. It's really, I think it's really important to have somebody who is looking from outside in at who you are being in the world, because sometimes you can't see it for yourself. Right. And so that's, it's so lovely to come from a place of coaching one-to-one, then moving it out to maybe doing group coaching with that individual, and then kind of like going, okay, you're on your own now. But if you need me, I'm here. And then what you do after that is the mentoring part, right?
Right. Hey, fly, little birdie, fly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you fell a bit there, but that's okay because you didn't break anything. Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
and I think that it's so good to have good mentors. Actually, I'm in the middle of doing my thesis for my doctorate, and my thesis is on mentoring.
Oh,
And
wow, cool.
yeah, I think it's so important, and I think it's something that has been lost throughout the years. We feel like everybody has to get their own. Everybody has to do their own thing. I got mine, you get yours, and that kind of thing. So we lose that mentorship mentee relationship,
Yes.
and it is so well needed. I think leaders now are a lot of times scrambling because they don't have that background. They don't know what to do, and they don't have anybody to talk to about what to do. So it is so necessary to have leadership mentors, because if we don't, we'll run out of leaders. And we have too many leaders now who are just kind of winging it, who don't know what to do, and they're doing their best, but they don't have all the tools, and they don't have those who would help them along the way.
Yeah.
Well, and the gift of a solid sounding board is huge for a leader, because they can't be seen to be not in control by the people that they're leading. Or at least that's their position most often. And having someone with your background would be an amazing resource for leadership in any industry.
Well, I appreciate that. I have a lot of varied experience in different realms of vocation. So there's a lot that I've learned throughout the years that I certainly believe that I can help others in leadership positions.
Very cool. So how does hiring you to work with you, how does that whole work? How do you do you have an initial interview? How do you do it all?
Yes. First thing we try to do, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for coaching, what we would do is first have an interview. You could set up an appointment online, and we'll have a 45-minute discovery session. Find out exactly what you need, and decide if I am a good fit for you, or you're a good fit for me. And if it works out where we can work together, and we'll decide from there. See what the problem is. And sometimes I think that we as coaches step out of our scope for what we do. And if we could come to a discovery session and recognize that early, then it won't be a problem later on down the road. Because we are not counselors, we're not therapists. That's not what we do. So when we come to that discovery session, we figure out what is actually needed. So we do that, and then if it's a good fit for both parties, we'll move forward with the type of coaching and the length of coaching. We normally would like to set up either a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month track. Now, I know some people say, well, I just want to do 2 or 3 weeks, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's just like going to a auto mechanic shop and saying, I just want one spark plug, and that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
So we do a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month. Now, when it comes down to speaking, we speak with the planners or whoever is organizing an event and find out what their needs are, maybe what their pain points are for their audience, and how we can help and how we can add value to that situation. And we discuss when the time is and so forth. And most of this can be done online, as far as setting up your appointments to talk with me. and we'll move on from there. And that will be done online on my website.
Oh, okay. So you do virtual appointments for most of your coaching?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well,
Now,
that is a wonderful thing about the opportunity we now have for doing things virtually, isn't it? I mean,
yes, it is.
it's opened up who you can coach hugely.
Right. But now when it comes to training and doing seminars and workshops like that, I really prefer to do it in person. We like to meet with the company or the entrepreneur and his team, and work with them on a personal level. It certainly helps to do it that way. I like that personal touch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And as far as the speaking as well, we do virtual speaking, but I prefer the personal touch on that as well.
Right.
If I can speak in person, it just has a different impact, I believe. So we do both virtual and in person.
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like you provide a very comprehensive service there, Kevin. I think that's great. And how long have you been working as a counselor, or sorry, a coach?
Been doing since 2015
Okay.
professionally. But
That's
I
a while.
as I said earlier, I've been doing it as someone would say bootleg since I was a teenager. So I've been doing it for quite a while.
Well, it's clearly something that you are meant to be doing then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I learned my calling early on, and that is something that is very, very important to me. That I'm able to live in my calling.
Right. Okay, awesome. Well, those are the 3 questions, Kevin. We finished the 3 questions. I just wanted to say to anybody who might be interested in contacting you, all your information about how to get hold of you will be loaded onto the internet along with this video. It'll be on every form of social media you can imagine. Yeah. So I sincerely hope, Kevin, that you get lots and lots of leads out of this program, and it's been delightful to talk to you. So I'm going to turn the recording off now. Okay.
Well, I'd like to mention one more thing.
Yes, please do.
Last thing. I do also a 21-day challenge, which is a free challenge. It's called Designing Your Life, or Designing My Life challenge. And it's all about leveraging your losses, your wins throughout your life, and that all brought you to the point that you want to make a change, that you want to get to a place where you want to make your life what you want it to be.
That is awesome, Kevin. That's fantastic. So definitely make sure that in all the information that you've provided, that people can access, that there's a link to how people can get hold of you for that. It's a really good idea, I find, in the area of coaching, for people to have something that is their giveaway. Just so people get a flavor for how you work, and it's like, I like that Kevin dude. I'd like to do more work with him. It's important for particularly for people who've never had any coaching before.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. So thank you for that, Kevin. I'm glad you interrupted me about that. So thank you. We're going to turn the recording off now.